Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunkissed Reactions. My name is Courtney. Today, I am back with My Hero Academia, Season 6, Episode 17. So, the last thing we saw, which is why we're all here, right? We want to see the conversation between Ray, I believe, and Endeavor and the whole family, I'm assuming. So, I say we just go ahead and get into it. Please keep in mind that if you want to see the full-length reaction to this, you can by going to patreon.com/sunkissreactions. Link is down in the description below. There you can find full-length, early access, Patreon exclusives, movie reactions. All of that is listed down in the description below. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get in this episode.
I never expected such an offer. Fortune has truly smiled upon us. As you
Oh, he looks so young. Look at him.
enjoyed a long and celebrated history,
Oh,
which makes my daughter the perfect match for a man of your status.
okay.
Tier Pro needs a fitting bride.
That's why.
My goal was simple, to produce the strongest child possible, one who wielded our combined powers.
Aw.
While Ray's family was once prestigious, they were now struggling.
Oh.
They craved the status associated with the number 2 hero, which is probably why her father quickly agreed to my proposition.
Okay.
She had the option to refuse me.
She
Ray
did?
knew exactly what this marriage was.
Oh.
And yet,
I get, well, yeah, she wanted to put her family in better standing.
do you like the flowers?
Yes, they're quite beautiful.
Are you okay?
In what world would I be? You aren't the only one suffering,
Right.
because you're not the only one who overlooked our child.
Aw.
These are some wicked burns. Knowing how tough my father is,
Oh.
I doubt he'll die from whatever injuries he racked up. Can't wait to see his pathetic face. After so long, I get to watch him break.
Oh, jeez.
Angie, Mom,
Still calls her mom, huh?
when you're crying in hell, be sure and wave.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, Dad, you said you would, remember?
I've told you already. This time off is for your own good.
Your son inherited a strong version of your flame quirk, that's true. But unfortunately, his body appears to have taken after his mother.
Oh.
He's physically built to tolerate freezing temperatures far better than heat.
Oh.
Regardless, Toya shouldn't be using his quirk. Try to keep him from doing so.
Hmm.
I thought you would exceed All Might. With flames more powerful than mine, you should have been the best.
That was their first child, right? Toya?
Why do you think Dad won't let me do quirk training anymore?
Oh.
So I got some dumb burns, big deal. I'm more than tough enough to take that. I agree with Dad. I don't like it when you come home looking hurt. Really. It was stupid to think you'd get it. No girl would understand this.
No
I'm
girl.
worried about you, brother.
Does she have any
Made my
powers at all?
decision.
That's too much. It's downright cruel. He already knows what you want from your children. Just let him have hope.
He shows up at the house with new injuries every day.
Yeah, he's not going to stop training.
Burned just like his father.
Yeah. Still is, I feel like.
He can't beat All Might.
Ugh. And he knows what they're trying to do. Like, he knows that they're trying to make a better kid. His hair's almost all white now. His body's taken over.
My flames are stronger every time I come out here. I know I can do it.
Oh,
Just keep your eyes on me, okay?
oh no. He's got
Damn it!
the,
When will you get this through your head? Have you learned
Shigaraki
nothing from
thing.
getting burnt? Find a new dream to pursue. There are plenty of things to do with your life besides being a hero. Leave this unattainable goal behind you.
They don't get what it's like for me. But you do.
Oh.
You showed me being the best is what matters.
Oh no.
You pushed me to want this, Dad. You'll see.
Oh.
Look at me. Endeavor!
Oh no. He tried to kill Shoto? Mom stopped him.
Shoto isn't allowed anywhere near the other children.
Oh.
I only know the world of heroes. There's nothing there for him.
So that's it. You're running away.
Got it!
Oh.
Are you hurt?
Ignore them, Shoto. They live in a different world than the one I'm training you for.
It's a different. It's the same flashback, but Toya has white hair.
Shoto isn't the one I should blame.
No.
Dad's the person who messed up everything. We're failures to him, so he pretends we don't even exist. Lots of heroes have kids that they don't want.
I didn't know that Natsuo had red in his hair. I guess because he keeps it down now. Maybe to hide the endeavor in him.
That I'm telling you this stuff because you have to understand. You agree, right? Besides, the women in our family are all useless.
Oh, shit. Where does this hate for women come from?
Why don't you hang out with your classmates?
No, I don't need friends. I'm different from them.
Do you really want to become a hero?
Oh, she said that to Shoto, too.
It looks like you're suffering simply because you want to please your father.
No. I mean, he can still be a hero. I guess he
Shut
had
up,
it,
Mom. You don't know anything.
like,
This from one of your self-help
burned
books or something?
in his mind,
I know
right?
Grandma and Grandpa were poor. That's why they sold you, right?
Jeez.
You had no choice in what your life would be like.
How does he know all this?
But you did decide to have me.
I was smaller than most kids my age, but when I hit puberty, things changed.
Oh.
And my flames suddenly transformed from red to blue.
Oh man, I'm incredible. I'm gonna be so surprised when he sees this. Dad, your next day off, you gotta come to Sokoto.
New burdens. Oh yeah, you're still training?
And I've gotten super awesome. And I guess then you'd have to accept that I'm not actually a failure like you thought. After all,
Oh.
be happy to have me as your son.
Oh.
I asked you to do one thing! Just stop him from training!
I won't let you beat me to mom.
Oh.
You're being a bully.
Get out of here, Shoto!
I thought, if I kept a smile on my face, things might work out. He wouldn't listen.
Right.
He's your problem now! You deal with this!
Jeez.
Please don't look at me with those horrible eyes.
Oh,
I was taken to a facility, which is where I heard about Toya's death. That loss shattered whatever was left of my mind.
man.
Do not cry.
You didn't go to Sokoto Peak like he asked.
I was afraid if I did, it would feed a fire that was already out of control. The reason is I had no idea what to say, or how to be Toya's father.
Dad.
Oh. This is
Guess
where...
we both failed in that sense.
Oh, no. He consumed himself with flames.
Too hot. Please go out.
Oh, no. Oh, it was an accident. I mean, I knew it was, but I thought he was just training.
All you ever taught me was how to burn everything.
Oh, no.
But after I killed Toya, I couldn't go back. The only thing I knew how to focus on was molding Shoto into the hero I could never be myself.
The more domineering you were, the harder it was to look at you. And whenever I looked at my children, it was your eyes I saw staring back at me.
Oh.
I was too scared to get to the bottom of our pain, so I tried to keep up appearances, ignoring the truth.
No, you're to blame. But if I'd been able to knock some sense into Toya before he ran off to the mountain, he wouldn't
You're
have
so
turned into
young.
Dabi. And things might have been different between...
There wasn't anything that you guys could have said to him to change anything.
Your heart may be broken, but we're going to help you put it back together.
No.
Because you have no choice but to fight Dabi one day.
Damn.
Shoto must have suffered so much more than we did. But he still started calling me Mom again.
No.
And he's protected each of us. Likely more than we know.
Yeah.
He is the true hero in this family.
No.
I thought you wouldn't be able to fight after how things went down. That I would have to face Dabi myself. You and I will work to stop Toya together.
Shoto!
Pardon us. We were kind of listening into your convo.
I was like, wait, that voice sounds familiar.
I was discharged from the hospital yesterday and already gathered a bunch of info about...
Oh, what?
Deeply ashamed and apologize for my son's actions.
Huh?
Oh.
Definitely not the reason we're here.
Oh.
Seriously.
I
Oh.
admit we wanted answers about Dabi, but eavesdropping is sketchy like black market denim.
What does that even
Black
mean?
market teddy, I don't know.
Knowing this, the more we know about how he survived and why he adopted this Dabi persona, the better.
Right.
We can speak to the child inside him.
But I never guessed the tenacity you had in your younger years would make your home so hellish. Are you to blame for the burn on Shoto's face as well?
That's Mom.
I never got to confront my parents, but you stood your ground.
You're a heck of a kid.
Yeah.
In addition to Tartarus, 6 other prisons were broken into. At least 10,000 prisoners have been released into the wild.
10,000 prisoners?
Currently, the government is requesting aid in the form of rescue teams and heroes from other countries. But with the Safety Commission in shambles, bureaucracy is getting in the way.
Oh, man.
You have no choice but to keep fighting. Of course, we've got your back. Responsibility for this can't be put on your shoulders alone.
Right.
You would help me.
Of course.
Even if Dabi was right about the Todoroki family, things are different now.
Is he getting his wings back?
We propose a little team up between the top 3 heroes.
Oh.
Don't we make the burden feel a little lighter? Isn't it time to move forward?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
We'll help just till we stop Toya.
And then we're done. Don't you end? Okay, good.
First, we explain things to the public. What do you know about One for All?
Doesn't have anything to do with that terrifying supervillain known as All for One.
Yep. A little bit. Deku's got to wake up.
Deku.
Go see him.
Thank you for the assistance, Sue.
Bakugo needs to calm down. What's wrong with that boy?
They said his body's fine.
I wonder if he's having some kind of meeting in that place and they haven't woken him up yet.
We'd like a few words with Izuku Midoriya.
Yeah, everybody would.
Endeavor said that Shigaraki was after Midoriya, and All Might is clearly involved somehow.
I can feel it.
Come on, I was saying Mideku. Come on, Midoriya, wake up.
You.
Got shit to do.
You must be talking with the previous wielders.
Yeah. Let's see that conversation. That's probably the next episode. Dang it. Okay, I really didn't write anything down except that. So, Endeavor proposed an offer to raise family because they are a long line of strong ice quirks, I guess, or ice powered. I guess quirks would be the right word, and because they were poor, the father went along with it and was like, yeah, because, he's the number 2 hero, and if they produced, a child that was powerful, then to suppress All Might, then they could be in really good standing. So she knew everything from the start, and she agreed probably because she didn't want to let her family down. She wanted to get her family in better standing. So she knew going into the marriage what it was going to be. I don't think that she thought it was going to be quite like that. But it turned out that Endeavor is just not very good, father material, right? Like, he knew that he couldn't surpass All Might, but if he could create a child that was stronger than he was, then he could live vicariously through them, or through him or her. And so the first child they had was Toya, but it's interesting with Toya that he has incredibly hot ability to create incredibly hot flame, but his body can withstand ice, which you would think that would be incredibly powerful. It's just that he never got ice power. His body can withstand the heat, but he can't create ice himself, I guess is what they're saying, and that's why Endeavor thought that he wasn't good enough, basically. Although, I don't know if his body can really withstand that heat, obviously, because, he's scarred now. He burned himself when he was a kid. So I'm not incredibly clear about what that means, about his body can withstand ice. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if it will go into any further explanation about that. So maybe one of you guys can clear that up for me. And he just kept wanting his father's approval. And, the doctors were like, he doesn't need to be using his quirk anymore because his body I guess, yeah, his body can't take the heat, right? Because that's what the doctor said. They had to tell him, hey, you need to give up on your dream about becoming the number one hero. And it had already been so ingrained in his head that he was going to keep training because he wanted his father's approval. He wanted to be, you know, he wanted to be dad's number one, basically. And he never was. And so they kept having children. And the next one was Fiyumi, I think, a year later. And she had, I don't know if her or Natsuo has any power at all, but if they do have power, it's more than likely just an ice power because they both have little specks of red in their hair, but it's mostly white, which Natsuo keeps his hair down now, but he didn't when he was a kid. And he does have a little bit of red in his hair. So I I find that he keeps it hidden because he doesn't want to either be reminded of the fact that, you know, he has a little bit of endeavor in him, or I don't I don't know. I feel like that's probably the reason, which is sad. But it is what it is. We saw that flashback that we've seen numerous times before, but until today, Toya's hair was always red in the flashback. In this flashback, this version, it was white. So I don't know if that was like an intentional thing. I think that I don't remember if they either like messed up back then and now they're trying to fix it. I don't exactly remember. I think it's been explained, but or explained to me before and I just kind of forgot. But anyway, it's white now. So I thought the accident where he died, I thought okay, I thought Endeavor was with him when that happened. It was just a training accident. I thought that it was just training. But he was so sad and upset that Endeavor never showed up to watch his little to watch him have blue flame that he just the I guess the rage within him was uncontrollable and like the rage and the sadness. It's almost kind of like a little bit like Mob Psycho, right? Where like he just if he keeps it bottled in, he can keep things contained, and he couldn't keep his emotions bottled in. So his fire just consumed him, and I don't know how he survived. I thought like when Endeavor went to the woods that because I remember them saying all that was left was like a jawbone or something like that. I thought maybe he was gonna find that. So it's interesting Dobby's whole design, right? Like he's got this burnt skin all over and it's stapled together, but like he didn't like all that was left was a jawbone, which I'm assuming had teeth, which is I'm assuming is how they identified his body. But like, how does he have like a jaw now? Like, did he go to like a plastic surgeon and get one? Because I'm looking at the TV right now, and it's the thumbnail for this episode, and I can see. I mean, I've always known that Dobby had the staples alongside his jaw, but you can see like the crease go like all the way back pretty much to his like ear, I guess. I can't see that far down. The picture's cutting it off, but and then it's stapled together. So did somebody like create a jawbone part? Like that's what I'm interested about is how does his skin look the way it does? Like why? I'm assuming because he does have like a skeleton. Clearly, he's walking, he's talking, so he's got internal organs. Is he like he? I wouldn't presume that he's like a Nomu now, like Kurogiri, right? I don't think he's that because he didn't meet like the doctor and stuff like that and those people until like much later, until where he is now in life. So I hope that they get into all of that, how he is still here. If all that was left was a jawbone, and I'm assuming the jawbone is not in his possession if they found it. So I hope that they explain that because that is very intriguing to me. And he's obviously got like it's his own brain because he's got all of these memories. He knows who he is. It's very interesting. I hope they explain it. Don't tell me if they do. I don't want to. I want the show to tell me. I don't want to. I don't want to be told that. Yeah, they'll explain that later or in another season or later this season. I don't want to know. I'm just thinking out loud. And what else did we have? We had a little bit of a talk. I mean, it was mostly the flashback with the Todoroki family. That should have been called the Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2 because that's what that was. That was a nightmare. I don't also know, how does Toya know everything? How did he know about the marriage? Did he just figure it out because their Endeavor and Ray they were never really a family? How did word get out? Like, did he knew that Ray's family was poor? He knew about the marriage. He knew about why they had Toya and why they started having other kids. Who told him? I can't imagine it was the mom. It's interesting, too, that he calls everybody by their name except for mom. He doesn't call her Ray. He calls her mom. So I wonder if he still somewhat has a little soft spot for him. Also, don't know where his hate for women comes from. Is it because he knew about everything and thought that the mother was weak because of it? And so in that logic and that child logic growing up thinking that, you're also going to think that all women are weak and useless because she didn't put a stop to anything. That's probably it. It makes a lot of sense, I guess. But and there's not a lot of women, like there's one woman and then there was a transgender woman, right? But he doesn't give a lot of respect to really much of anybody. I don't feel like he disrespects Toga more than he does anybody else. I mean, he calls her crazy, but to be fair, she is. So I think he's spot on there. Yeah, so we have 10,000 prisoners that are just wreaking havoc on Japan. And they've tried to, I think, call heroes from other countries, but politics are getting in the way for some reason. I'd be like, yeah, help us, please. We have 10,000 prisoners just out there and civilians trying to take matters into their own hands that it's not working. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how many episodes are in this season. I think I read somewhere before the season started that they were supposed to have 25. So we still have a little bit to go. Yeah. I think there's only like, I don't even know how, with all of the, resignations of the heroes, I don't know how many are left. But the Todoroki family, Hawks, and Best Jeanist are going to be teaming up and trying to take on all of this, and we need to have Deku wake up because I mean, I'm not really sure what he can do, but they kind of know that One for All is a thing and they need to talk to him. And I think the next episode is going to be us inside Deku's head. I think that the users, the previous holders, I think they're not allowing him to wake up because I think they're in there just having a conversation and maybe trying to figure out a game plan about what is going to be happening moving forward. But it'll be interesting to watch. I'm super excited for the next episode. I've been excited for like the next episode every episode. So I hope you guys are as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. So help me out, guys. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you guys again for watching. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.